yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And then it's like,
Oh.
it can't go. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Big Dane podcast. I'm your host, Dana Trimborn. And with me again today is my boyfriend, Matt Warnock.
Hey.
Because who else would be here with me during this time? As you know, we're not going anywhere.
No, we're not. We're stuck together forever.
Yeah, so today I wanted to really dive into what life and what we think life may look like after the crisis. To put it into a little bit more perspective for you all, we're about slightly over a month now from being like completely at home working. So it's,
It's going okay.
yeah, it's
I'm
going
kind of I'm
okay.
actually, actually starting to like it.
Yeah, I feel like it's gone by super fast. Like I can't believe already a month that we're home, but then at the same time it's kind of like strange. Like,
It feels like a weekend like almost every day sometimes.
yeah, I I feel like not to get too far off topic for you guys, but we have like a cleaning schedule and then it's like, wait, did we just clean that or was that the week prior or what? Because I tend to associate things with, oh, I did this before we went out to see friends or something like that. And then to not have any of that and you're literally in the same place all the time that I have to like go back and check and like, what day is it? What week is it? So
Yeah,
it's kind of
seriously.
funny that way. Um, but yeah, so I think, as the weeks have been going on, and at least I'm like trying to understand what life is going to be like after all of this, and or even just at the beginning stages too. How are restaurants going to be operating? Are we going to be able to sit down and like actually go into a restaurant?
Are they gonna like limit how many people can be in the restaurant?
That would be awful.
It made me think about um at one time we went to Brick and Brew in Havertown.
Yeah.
Remember how close everybody was sitting together?
Oh my gosh. So this one um local place where I used to live in Havertown. It's about 20 minutes from where I live now from Conchi. But this place very good, one of my favorite restaurants. Everything's so fresh. But
Oh, yeah.
with the
Great cocktails.
amazing cocktails, love it. Just with the way it's set up in there when you first go in, everything is so cramped and crowded. Very cute inside, but like thinking about that, how it would always be so busy. It would be tough to try to get a seat. So if it's just two of you, it's like easy to grab a seat at the bar. But just thinking like how close we were, like to everyone, like it's like
Yeah.
shoulder to shoulder, like trying to get by at least, to maybe get to the restroom or go to the back to sit near the pizza oven.
Yeah.
Um,
You're basically so close to the next couple or whatever, that you're trying to you can't help but eavesdrop on their conversation.
yeah. So
So
it may not be a bad spot for a date.
yeah,
If
because
you're
you have
like,
something to talk about. You can gossip about it.
you have something else to talk about other than yourselves, like an interview.
I'm pretty sure we did while we were there. Mind you, it wasn't our first date. It was like our umpteenth date,
Yeah,
but
definitely. Actually, I swear I heard maybe on the radio or the news somewhere that they were thinking maybe the server could be wearing a mask. when they would
Or
serve you, your food when you sit down.
well, I would be okay with that, but what about like right now, the Pennsylvania governor requires like anyone entering into a business, like a customer entering a business to wear a mask, so maybe that will be a thing for a while.
Yeah, which means we need to get more masks.
Imagine if you were like going going to meet up with a guy or a girl you met online for a date and you both had to show up wearing masks. Like how do you even pick them out of in a crowd?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like,
or
can you take off your mask so I can see your face and make sure you look like your pictures
well,
online?
it's true because even if you wear like you forget the mask for a second, and even if in a picture or even meeting someone for the first time and you're meeting outside, let's say outside the restaurant, and if they have sunglasses on, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, seriously. It doesn't take
So
much to hide.
I guess in a way it's somewhat better because then you could see the person's eyes. But then the mask, I mean, that covers up a lot of your face. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're having a bad day with maybe some acne, cover it up. Guess you could do that.
or if you didn't brush your teeth that morning.
Ew. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't figure that out until you tried to kiss them.
Yeah, or try to eat or whatever, drink because it's not like they're gonna have their mask on the entire date.
Unless they have, like, a hybrid mask that you can, like, fit a straw through and, like, drink your beer or cocktail through a straw and hole in your mask. Doesn't
Ugh.
that, like, the defeat the purpose of, like, being sanitary, though?
Yeah, probably, but
There's a point
doesn't
where all
sound
this will
right.
be silly.
Um, yeah, I mean, those people, like, they'll be making some history too for dating. I don't know, like, it's getting warmer out and, everyone still wants to get outside and it's like a restaurant or maybe a brewery,
A
um,
beer garden.
a beer garden, like all those pop-up beer gardens, there's so many in Philly. Um, Not as many pop-ups, at least to my knowledge, in the suburbs, where we're at, just outside the city, but even those, like, that's gonna be different, especially with well, I guess that wouldn't really matter having your dog come with you, but it's still
Well
like a pain.
well, if someone who's infected coughs on their dog, now their dog's this little scurrying around carrier of the virus.
Yeah, but I don't think from a pet you can
No,
get it,
no.
though. What do you
Like,
mean?
biologically, you can't, but the virus can live on their fur or their skin, and they're basically like this moving object that has it sitting
Oh.
on their skin
Well,
or
yeah, I
fur.
mean, if they rub up say you brought them into the house and they rub up and
Or if you pet them because
but,
they're so cute and irresistible.
um, yeah, like, at least, like, Matt and I, like, we like to do a lot of different things, like, in the summer months, and I guess in general too, like, we like, culture and variety and
And beer,
travel and all that,
and
and
beer,
and love some good beer spots and
and
new breweries.
beer.
Okay, we got it.
I'm just
Um,
being annoying.
yeah. Yeah, so lots of limitations. At least I'm thinking, yeah, having a set number of people in there, even outside, like a lot of outdoor spaces. So that's gonna be
Club
interesting.
sports, intramural sports.
Oh, you know what? What
What?
about Center City Sips? That gets crowded everywhere
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and crazy.
Or like the beach parties the pop-up beach parties that they would have.
Yeah. Beach parties, what?
Yeah, they would bring in, like, a truckload of sand and just dump it into a parking lot.
In Philly?
And yeah, and have pop up they would bring, like, a dumpster, like, line it with, like, plastic or something and fill it up with water, and then you'd have, like, a makeshift pool in a dumpster, and
Huh.
it's really trashy, but, it sounds super fun.
Where'd they do that at? Like, in the
Just just randomly, I think there's something on social media you can follow and see where the next pop-up is gonna be, but they literally bring in a bulldozer of sand
hmm,
and dump it in a parking lot.
I think I realized they had that.
Yeah, Philly does a lot of fun things.
They do. Yeah, it's nice to have all the different events and activities. Visit Philly has an amazing site, and their calendar of activities and things to do is like insane.
Mhm.
So
And
that's
that just
a
scratches the surface of what you can do too.
oh yeah. Um yeah, because then you got all the sports and that's a whole nother aspect of Philly.
Mhm.
But I was gonna say about something else about Philly. Oh, the Center City Sips.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
we got on a tangent about the beach parties.
sorry guys, getting too excited over here.
Yeah, we're like, "Summer,
Uh,
summer, summer, summer."
so
Oh.
yeah, for those that don't know, Philly does Center City Sips, and there's all these specials that happen. It's the beginning of the summer. Don't quote me on the date. It might be right around maybe just close to Memorial Day weekend, if not like right after, and it's every Wednesday. And all the restaurants and majority of restaurants and bars have, yeah, like kind of like a happy hour on steroids, I would say,
Yeah.
because it gets so crazy. I've only gone maybe a couple times, and the few times that I did go, I think we just went to the, like, highly populated areas where then it also attracts, like, the young 21-year-olds and even some college kids, I think. I'm like, "Who is getting out, like, before 4 o'clock PM
Hmm.
to drink on a Wednesday?" Like, at my old job, I'd still be working till, like, 6 o'clock, so I'm like, "What are these people doing?" So, you definitely see some of those younger kids there, but, um, so in those areas, like, um, it was, like, near Pagano's, like, that little area there would get so crowded, and one of the beer gardens, oh, what is it called? Uptown Beer Gardens near, like, the Comcast building, and even Comcast itself, they had, like, a pretty good area outside, but, yeah, again, there's so many people, and so I can't imagine, our I don't know how they would, like, limit people from going, like, I don't know how they would control that because there's so many restaurants that participate, so I don't know if they would just, like, do away with it or, like, cut it down somehow. I just see people getting crazy, like, Philly gets crazy. I mean, you saw us at the parade, come on.
Yeah, we got turned at the even at the what people call it, like, the parade before the parade, but it was really a riot
It
before the
w
parade.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous, like, people were on like, sitting
Like
on the
where that
traffic
like where
lights.
that guy ate horse shit.
People were sitting on the porta potties.
On the porta potties, that one guy climbed, like, the building, and he, like, got to the billboard that was, like, near the corner where Wawa is on
Oh
Broad
my
Street.
god.
Yeah. Like, that was a crazy party.
Yeah, so, again, I don't know how they would control this event, so we'll see, but I don't know, I know a lot of people look forward to it just to kinda hype up the summer and the warm months and just being outside, so, yeah, TBD on that. Um, so what else, we enjoy during the summer? At least, like, going down to the shore for a long weekend, so curious how the shore, down, on the New Jersey beaches, how they're gonna operate.
Well, some beaches more some beaches more than others, it'll be easier to social distance. But like, what beach were we on that it was so crowded that there was pretty much a group right next to us?
Um,
Was it Ocean City?
yeah. So,
Okay.
well, I guess it was. I'm getting like all the days and years and everything confused. But one of the years, maybe last year, not when we went. No, when we went with Lewis and Mar,
Mhm.
we were closer, maybe
The
to
busier
the
spot.
busier area. But last year we went with your sister and Carol
We were
and your
still we
brother.
were still
Yeah, but
near it.
we drove down further.
Oh,
So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. We learned our lesson.
Yeah, we drove down further. Um, Plus they don't check tags, um, always in that
As
area,
often, yeah.
but
They don't have someone post it
yeah.
up. Now that we said that, they're probably gonna be like, "All
We're
right,
like, "The fuck is this shit?"
post a kid at every thing."
Although we still didn't say the number, so all they know is just further down. Just go
Yeah,
further
further
down or
down.
away from the main area near the boardwalk,
We'll
but
let you be the judge of that.
yeah. But yeah, there wasn't as many people. It was still nice to, like, kinda, like, people watch. Kinda miss that in general. Going to a restaurant.
This is much worse talking about this during the quarantine.
I
It just hurts so much. It's just like twisting the knife.
mean, where can I people watch? You can't. What am I gonna look at my neighbor? Oh,
Yeah, all
wait,
they're doing is
they're
just avoiding
inside.
you. They're inside, or if you're walking along the street, people like cross the street like you didn't shower or something. I mean, you didn't, but
What?
like you know how when you're walking down the street
I
and
shower, for the
no,
record.
no, like you're walking down the sidewalk and um like the person coming at you from the
Oh,
opposite direction
sure.
crosses the street. It's almost like you
Mm.
stink or something. Like people
Yeah,
used to do
no.
that when you stank or
Yeah,
something
or you
was,
got, like, stuff on your teeth, even though they
yeah,
can't see that far, but
but
let's pretend.
now it's acceptable.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that too, like, just taking walks around the block and throughout the neighborhood, and yeah, it's really funny how we have to yeah, we just gotta keep our distance. So anyone, you know, looking down on us, if you will, right? Or
No,
not.
we're all in this together,
But
so everybody's the same.
no, I mean if you're dead, that's what I was getting at.
What?
Looking down on us, like
Oh,
my grandma. Like
I thought
I'm
you
thinking
meant like some like sociopath being like, "Oh, this
oh
like."
my gosh. Oh, that sounds scary. No, I'm thinking about, like, my grandma, like, I can't imagine what she's, like, thinking right now, like, "What are you guys doing?" Like,
Where is everybody?
"Yeah, where's everyone?" "Grandma!"
Like she came out of the shower and then like it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna check on my grandkids," and looks down like, "Where
"Where's
is
everybody?"
everybody?"
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what else do you enjoy about the summer, that you think might be different?
Tweet at us.
No, I'm asking you, Matt.
Oh, you are? Oh.
Oh, and for the listeners, but
What do I what was the question again? Sorry, I was checking on the audio. Not gonna lie.
No, I was just wondering, like, what other things that you really enjoy doing in the summer months and the upcoming months where we think, it's gonna be a little bit different, and it's not gonna be back to normal, quote unquote. But, we already talked about breweries and the restaurants and the shore. What other things you think will be
I like going on summer dates with you in the summer.
ah
Aww.
so cute?
Some
No, but what
listeners are like,
about no, I thought of one though. Well, this was actually a date. actually a date that brings me back when you asked me to be your girlfriend. When we went kayaking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
'Cause kayaking, I mean,
Yeah, so
I feel like
guys
that might not be too bad. It would just be like lining up to rent your kayak, unless you already had a kayak, which I do not.
who does? Why would you rent it?
But I think that might be an easier activity to do, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, so guys, if you're listening, if you want a really good date idea, take your girl on kayaking on a lake nearby.
Assuming she likes outdoor activities
Or is open-minded.
or that. And
Yeah,
adventurous.
yeah. And she digs you.
Just get her drunk and push her in the kayak.
Yeah. That's all.
Psych, do not do that. That did not come from me.
Who said that? But no, it was really fun.
That was the Big Dane
Um,
coming out.
what?
I said that was the Big Dane coming
Oh,
out.
yeah, yeah, you'll get more of that. Oh, please, trust me, I live with her. This is gonna be a very candid podcast, so just stay tuned. Um, yeah, like, packing was really good, maybe we'll go camping. I know it was when we went to Denver, it wasn't really summer weather, but somewhere, like, traveling to a gorgeous place like Denver or, like, the West Coast,
Yeah. Well,
The Oregon
I'm
coast.
hoping that maybe by then we can, yeah, hop on a plane. Like, if, I mean, go somewhere for a
Yeah,
vacation
we
because
have to reschedule
I
the
don't know, but
cruise.
everything leans on each other. So it's like you're going to fly somewhere, where you're flying to obviously has to be
Open.
open and operating efficiently. So,
Hmm. Yeah, and
uh,
every state has a
it's
different
crazy. It's
policy
like you
now.
think of one thing, "Oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea." And then it's like, "Ah,
Oh,
can't
oh
go."
wait. It's like say goodbye
Um,
to every plan you made in 2020.
yeah. And speaking about that too, I don't know if we touched on this in the first episode or not, but, Matt and I, we have a cruise planned, for next month, less than what is it, like 2.5 weeks or something. I think
Mm,
it's, yeah, less than 3
it's pretty
weeks
soon,
already.
yeah.
So, we need to reschedule that, because that's to Bermuda,
Bermuda's closed.
yeah.
I'm
So, I don't know, we still
surprised the cruise hasn't reached out to us about that. Like, I had to go on Bermuda's government website to find that out. Norwegian Cruise Lines never reached out to us to say the border was closed.
so what about, like, the number of cases and, like, did it say how bad it was? Or they're just taking kind of, like, precautions,
It's
like,
just the
additional.
government. Yeah, it's just the government mandated. Bermuda's its own country,
Yeah.
and the local government mandated that no, only local residents are allowed.
Did it say until when?
Nope, it was in well,
Until further notice.
it said until April 18th when I looked at it,
Oh.
but the article was updated at April 18th. So so I'm like, what?
Like, who's updating
Yeah,
this
who
and
just
making
updated
these
this
announcements?
and didn't change the date? So so
What a
technically,
dodo bird.
yeah, so technically it's open now according to that website, but I could go on there right now and see, and it probably changed it by now.
My goodness. Yeah,
The
so
world is a mess.
we need to we need to rebook that, but we were even talking like we don't even know when to reschedule because it's like everything is contingent upon everything. So,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. But all that being said, yeah, if things are starting to turn just in the slightest manner, and you're able to make a long weekend somewhere, hop on a plane, like do it because I think we're all just itching to travel, at least I am.
Yeah.
and just get out of, where we are in our immediate, that
Median.
did not come out right at all. Immediate area, city,
Yeah,
neighborhood.
I mean, getting out of this town or the local town you live in right now is, I'm sure, good enough for most people. Um, I am really itching to go somewhere.
I would even be down to, like, drive somewhere, like, 5 hours, and 5 hours is usually, like, my limit, but I think this time I could maybe extend it a
That's like
little further.
from here, that's like almost to Pittsburgh. Not quite.
Yeah. Well, we could go to Providence. I always wanted to take you
Rhode
there.
Island, does it take 5 hours to get there?
Sure does.
Especially when there's no traffic?
Oh my god, can you
It'll
imagine?
take like 4 hours.
Dude,
Dude, I think we just made a breakthrough here.
my gosh. Yeah, but then nothing's open. Well, again, people,
Takeout.
if
Sure, you can get
oh my
Airbnbs
god,
still.
yeah, well, that's a good question. Gotten I haven't really
Hmm.
looked.
Hmm.
I feel like Airbnb keeps sending me emails, be like, "Here's your next escape. Here's a virtual house."
They're probably hurting.
I'm like, "How are you doing virtual stuff right now? I don't understand."
You can tell a company is hurting based on the
You
or
know what's a
marketing
good
campaigns.
idea that and maybe they're already doing it, but maybe not, but listen up, Airbnb. What if they took their properties and, like, the insides of their homes and then sent those images to Zoom to use as backdrops? Boom. Mind has been
Well, you
blown.
could do that yourself. You could just go to this thing and download
But that's too
it.
much effort. This is, like, already there.
That's too much effort.
People don't think
People
like
don't have
that.
time for that. People have all the time in the world right
I
now.
think, my audience right now, I think, is millennials, so do you think we wanna spend time doing one extra step? No, because we
Yeah.
need it right now.
We need that time to browse TikTok.
Yeah. I still don't understand TikTok.
Yeah, you
Matt
still
shows me every night.
Yeah, I am addicted. I
Like,
lo
"Turn it down."
But I've showed you some pretty funny videos on there, so
Yeah. Um, no, but that's interesting. I wonder what Airbnb is up to, how they're managing. Um, huh.
huh.
Huh. And then just going a little bit further about how this is gonna look like think about our culture. Um, we're always used to having, when you meet someone, get introduced, could be, maybe in a professional setting, a handshake, but, um, well, I guess that too. When you're meeting maybe a new friend for the first time, that could be a handshake, or some people go right in for a hug. Some people are huggers. So that's going to change. It's going to be interesting for people to still like try to resist and not go full force. I think those I will still maybe try, but then someone like myself may be like, "Okay, don't touch me."
There will definitely be some more girls like you that are like, "Don't touch me."
Yeah. Yeah,
But
and me
imagine, like, the point of your relationship grows where you're like, "Okay, we can break the 6 rule."
yeah.
That's like a That'll be like a really big breakthrough in, like, a relationship.
I'm done.
Let's let's break the bubble.
Yeah. Um, but I wonder, if we'll adopt anything from other cultures um, like China, Japan, and how they bow to greet someone, or what? Because at least that's still keeping some distance, but something that we may see. So we have to be prepared and talk about these things.
Yeah.
And even I had studied abroad in Spain, and I remember with their culture, with the Spaniards, that, they would kiss on the cheek. So, I mean, that's even taking a step further, with, meeting and greeting, and, um, I'm not sure how they approach that professionally just because I had gone there for school, so I don't know what that looks like, if they kind of take that into a professional setting too, or if it's something different. Yeah, it's like everyone, the way we meet and greet people is it's gonna be different. So,
Yeah, we might start looking like an Asian country. 'Cause I remember hearing on an interview that like one of the reasons there was another podcaster interviewing someone from China, like, or maybe it was Japan, I forget, but um they were talking about what their life was like in quarantine and whatnot. And I remember this person saying that like one of the reasons it's normal in our culture to wear masks around is because it's like basically like PTSD from SARS. So it's interesting to see that that's just the entire society has PTSD
yeah.
based on like one event they all shared. So
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
And I feel like they continue to do that. It's not like it's been like all of a sudden, you know what I mean? It's just like they kind of continue with that. So,
Hmm.
like long term. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah, life is
Oh,
not going to be
goodness.
normal. Is not going to be the same. Normal is going to
And
be
like,
something
what does normal even mean? Maybe we'll get into that next time. What?
different. Sorry, wrong jingle.
Oh gosh. Um, well, just everyone hang in and buckle up because we're in it for the long haul and we're going to be right there with you. I'm going to be here weekly for you guys. Making you feel entertained and positive and, having a little laugh. So keep listening, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.